Hello and welcome back to the Real Respect and to another edition of NXT Out of 10. Tony D'Angelo was set to the challenge to Charlie Dempsey for the Heritage Cup, and we got that match, and we also got several other matches on the card, starting things off with the North American title qualifying match, which saw Sol Rooker taking on Izzy Dame, and Rooker was battered by the powerful Dame throughout this match, but she kept fighting, and Rooker pulled off an impressive soul snatcher out of the head scissors in the corner to get the win. While most are aware of how good Rooker is, Dame showed out in this match and looked smooth and consistent against the high flyer. The action flew by and the finishing sequence was phenomenal. It's just a shame that it couldn't go longer. The two had so much more to give. Both are likely to stand out in a new generation of NXT Women's Division. Ruka needed to win here as she stands out as a front runner to capture the North American Championship. But yeah, I thought this match was okay without really being anything spectacular. To be honest, I would have both kind of liked to see both of them in the match. I think they're both really good. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame that one has to miss out. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Before it's time for OTM against Inofi and Blade. And Inofi and Blade couldn't not keep any momentum against Nima and Price. And OTM laid out Blade with their finish of the match. Never really got going like Inofi and Blade have shown in the past. OTM remains a work in progress, so as they can hit moves, but haven't found the right rhythm to deliver great matches. The action was solid enough between two talented teams, but more should have been possible with the time they had. NXT has repeatedly undervalued Inofi and Blade, who have more value to the tag division. While this was not the time to give them a win, the time should have been to push them on screen two to the title scene, and hopefully we get that soon. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Before it's time for another North American title qualifier, Ivy Nile against Lash Legends, and Ivy had Lash on the ropes throughout the match, but Chikara Jackson grabbed the leg of Nile to save Legend from the Dragon Sleeper. The distraction allowed Legend to hit a running big boot for the W. Nile was working overtime in this match to get what she could. Unfortunately, with 3 minutes, so this didn't kind of get the time it deserved. Still, she did most of the work before Legend hit her finisher to win. There was the potential here for a lot more. Legend was always going to win. These qualifiers will be mostly predictable, but they can deliver pretty good matches given the time. And I thought, it's not going to be one that lives long in the memory, but I don't think it was terrible either, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Before it's time for Ori Mensah against Siobhan Evans. Taking the piece of the injured Noam Dar, Ori Mensah promised to take down Evans, but leaving the young OG attacked the Scottish supernova. Shrek Williams arrived to stop Legend from giving Mensah a steel chair. In the follow-up chaos, Evans kicked Mensah to the mat and hit a corkscrew senton for the win. With Evans and Dar, might have been a better match. It could be a smart pivot to give the young OG a big win. He was impressed in every outing so far, and this was no different. Both men were flying, and Mensah was very given, pinning over the speed and impact of Evans. The booking seems to indicate Evans will start working a lot more with Trick, which could be a smart move and definitely elevate him up the card. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Before Wesley explained that he almost gave up on his dream after his latest injury, but Obafemi interrupted, followed by Ivor and Josh Briggs. Lee told Femi to make it a fatal 4-way match for the title and said the big man told all three to earn their shot at him. This was a fine promo segment that went a bit long for all the expected interruptions. Lee was especially good in the moment and continues to deliver underrated promos. While the fatal 4-way could be fun, I think what the fans really want to see is Femi versus Lee, and if this doesn't happen at Battleground, NXT could still put it an upcoming major event, and yeah, I definitely think, like I say, that would be one match that the fans definitely want to see. Before it's time for the OC taking on Chase U, Ridge Holland and Riley Osborne looked great in the solo verse, but couldn't find their team synergy. Osborne accidentally hit Holland with a springboard dropkick, knocking him into a pin from Carl Anderson, still the free. The action was pretty decent, but the lack of reaction from the NXT crowd was kind of definitely here. Holland continues to struggle to sell himself as a face, and Osborne is by far the least interesting member of Chase U. The two had no chemistry in or out of the story. The result was pretty obvious as OC continued to build up to challenge for the tag team titles, but I like the way they're continuing to tease a dissension within Chase U and where that will end up. I think that's an intriguing storyline going forward. So yeah, for that I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I think. Before it's time for Lola Vice taking on Carly Bright. Bright showed some fire in her debut, but the Vice knocked her out with a spinning back fist for the 3 count. Afterwards, Natalia and Carbon Petrovich ran down to take out Vice and Baszler. They challenged them to a tag match next week. Few NXT wrestlers looked good in their first interaction, but Bright I thought did pretty well for what was a squash match. She has impressive athleticism and solid timing. It was an understandably quick match, but it served its purpose. Feist picked up another win in her bid to challenge Roxanne next, while the story of Petrovic and Natalia may at long last be reaching its conclusion. So yeah, on the whole, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I thought this worked. It did the job it was intended to do in a pretty decent way. So yeah, 6 out of 10. Before it's time for the Heritage Cup, Charlie Dempsey versus Tony D'Angelo. D'Angelo picked out the pinfall in round 1 with a surprise roll-up. Dempsey responded in round 3 with a bridging German suplex for the fray. Bourne and Kemp arrived to interrupt the match in the fourth round, but the Don overcame it all to plant Dempsey with a forget about it to win the Heritage Cup. This was the best Heritage Cup match has been in a good while, helped by fresh competitors fighting for the accolade. Dempsey was the leader here, wearing the Don down with technical offense. It did end faster than expected, but this could set up a more extensive rematch, and with no quarter catch crew back to full strength. Tony D needed to win this after coming close in his bid for the NXT Championship. However, it would not be surprising if no quarter catch crew managed to get back the group's gimmick that fits the cut more in the long term. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I thought, yeah, probably the right decision, and definitely looking to see what Tony D can do with the cup. And overall, NXT this week gets a 6 out of 10. I thought, it's kind of an up and down at NXT this week, but to be honest, it's a developmental brand. This is what you kind of have to expect. There's some really good matches. I enjoyed Tony D winning it. Some intriguing stories throughout. But yeah, still some questionable decisions that I'm not too sure on at the moment. Hey guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.